In today's video, we're going to take a look at the April 2024 housing market update for Cedar City, Utah and St. George, Utah. We're going to take a look at the trends over the last several years, and then we're going to take a look at where mortgage rates are heading as well as home prices and discuss how that will affect you as a buyer or a seller. My name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. If you are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Southern Utah, I would love to help you out with that. Please find my contact information down below in the description. You can call, text, or email me anytime. I promise I will respond. All right, let's check out our housing market update. I did say it is April 2024. It is the month of April. However, we are taking in data for the month of March. So this gives us everything up till March 31st of 2024. We're actually going to look at this year over year for these two markets. All right, now I have jumped into our slides to make it easier for you to see these stats. I did take it back for the last 10 years so that we can see what St. George and Cedar City have been doing in the month of March year over year. The first thing we're going to look at is our median sales price. You can see pretty clearly St. George here in green, Cedar City here in blue, that the St. George housing market has a much higher median sales price than the Cedar City housing market. There's usually about a $100,000 difference. You can see right now there's a little over $100,000 difference. To end out March, St. George median sales price is sitting right around $500,000, where Cedar City's median sales price is right around $375,000. Now, what's different about these two markets is St. George had a huge increase. Both markets had a big increase in 2021 and 2022. However, St. George's increase was much higher than Cedar City's was. You can see how the curves kind of follow along with each other. St. George has always had a higher median sales price than Cedar City. However, when we hit 2021 and 2022, it really started to peak, and we had a median sales price in St. George of around $600,000. Over the last 2 years, so 2023 and 2024, the median sales price in St. George for the month of March has been depreciating or going down. Now, take into consideration, this is the median sales price. It doesn't actually calculate what type of homes were being sold at this $600,000 versus what type of homes are being sold at this $500,000. So be aware of that. This is just the middle sales price, meaning half of the homes are selling for less than this, half of the homes are selling for more than this. Cedar City has had a gradual increase since then. Of course, it did have that spike in those years, but from 2022 to 2023, it had a slight appreciation here. It wasn't even 2%, about 1.73% in appreciation. However, from 2023 to 2024, we actually had over a 5% increase in the median sales price in Cedar City, just to kind of give you an idea of this. Now, the median sales price, that's what everybody wants to see. However, that is driven by many other factors. The first thing I want to look at is the absorption rate. The absorption rate is really your month's supply of housing. That's how long it will take for all of the homes that are currently on the market to sell if nothing changes in the market, meaning no new homes are added to the market and no conditions change. That's how long it will take. Typically, a 6-month supply is considered a balanced market, meaning the sellers and buyers have similar negotiating powers. We really haven't seen that in Cedar City or St. George since 2015. That's when we really had a balanced market, and you can see that kind of correlates with our price increase or a median sales price. The median sales price was considerably lower in 2015 than it currently is. However, if you take a look at this absorption rate, it has only gone down from there. And then of course, 2021, 2022, we had less than a 1-month supply in St. George, about a 1-month supply in Cedar City, and then it hovered around there in 2022. Now, the month supply did shoot back up for St. George up to almost 4-month supply in 2023 when we saw that huge dip in the median sales price, up to about a 3-month supply for Cedar City. We didn't quite see a dip in the median sales price in Cedar City, but we didn't see much appreciation there either. The absorption rate in St. George, meaning again, those number of homes that are on the market, that is starting to decrease again. We're sitting roughly between 3 and 4 months supply for Cedar City and St. George. That's pretty comparable to pre-pandemic. So we're not going to see the huge growth in price prices that we did see over those pandemic years. However, when you look at this month's inventory, you compare it to what it was in 2019, we are still going to see some appreciation or leveling out. You can see here, even though we dipped from 2022 to 2023, this range here from 2023 to 2024 in St. George, this is less than 1% decrease here. So if we take a look at this pattern back to 2019, when it was really kind of just a steady growth and what you would expect to see. So that's one thing that our month supply can really tell us about the market and why we try to pay attention to that. We also take a look at the days on market. The days on market is how long a home sits active on the market until it is in contract. Once it's in contract and it goes pending, we're no longer counting those days on market. So that's what we're looking at here. This is going to be the median days on market, meaning half of the homes sit on the market for less than this amount of time, half of the homes sit on the market for more than this amount of time. If we take a look at where St. George and Cedar City were at the end of March 2024, we're sitting in between 30 and 40 days on the market for Cedar City and St. George. Again, that's pretty comparable to what it was in 2019. We saw a major dip in 2021, 2022, when those homes were sitting on the market for less than 10 days. Remember, half of the homes were sitting on the market for less than that. And half of the homes are still sitting on the market less than this 30 to 40 day mark here. Now, this is important for you as a buyer or a seller because it tells you when you are listing your home, if your home's sitting on the market longer than this median days on market, you likely have it priced wrong or it's not showing well. And you might want to take a look at the list price or the condition of your home to see what might be contributing to this sitting on the market longer. Now, I will say that homes that are on the higher end of the price point are going to tend to sit on the market longer than your median sales price home. So that is something to be aware of. Take into account the price of the home, and we can dive deeper into that if we're working one-on-one. Right now, we're just looking at the median days on market as a whole. Now, if you're a buyer and you're taking a look at the median days on market, if there's a home that has sat longer than this on the market, then you have the potential for negotiating power. That means you can potentially go in and offer less than asking price, or the seller may be willing to negotiate with you. So definitely pay attention to the days on market. One, how they affect that median sales price, and two, how it affects you as a buyer or a seller. Now for this slide, we're just looking at Cedar City. I wanted to take a look at the new active, pending, and sold listings. New is in blue, active is red, pending is purple, and sold is green. We'll take a look at Cedar City first, then we'll jump over and take a look at St. George. Typically, your active listings, all of the homes currently on the market, we want it to be higher than our new pending or sold listings. You can see from this graph that the new, pending, and sold, they kind of follow a similar pattern here. However, our active listings keep us more in that balanced market. Remember in 2015 when we had about a 6 to 7 month supply, meaning it was a very balanced market between buyers and sellers? That means we had enough inventory on the market to keep it very balanced and to keep those home prices from dropping considerably or raising considerably. That's been the issue that we've had right here in 2019 when all of a sudden our active listings went down. Now our new, pending, and sold, those follow a similar pattern. However, this dropped considerably. A home doesn't need to be sold in order to be removed from the active listings. Somebody could have listed their home and then decided to take it off the market and it's no longer there. So as all of these homes came off the market, that's when we had those huge price increases because we no longer had the inventory to support a balanced market, which shot up our housing prices and just made everything really pretty unstable. However, in 2022, when those adjustments started happening to those mortgage interest rates and home prices were really getting out of control, we started to see more homes on the market, which is what helped level out our prices here. Now, we're still not back to where we were in 2019. This is why we're not seeing a huge drop in our home prices or that bubble that everybody has been looking for and waiting for. Until we have more active listings, until we have the inventory, that's not going to happen. The data doesn't support it. Now, if we take a look at St. George, the same concepts are going to apply here as they did for Cedar City. You can see the graph looks slightly different. Cedar City held a little bit steady from 2015 to 2019 and then had that major dip, where St. George did start to dip in 2017, but held pretty even here right around the thousands up until 2020, and then it had a significant drop. I mean significant. That's over 1,000 homes less on the market than St. George was used to having, which is what got us that $600,000 median sales price. So we really do need the inventory to keep our prices stable here. Again, we are seeing the active listings or the inventory on the market go back up, which is helping that median sales price to stabilize. However, it's not back to where it was when we had a 6 months inventory, which is typically a balanced market when you're talking about real estate, but it is pretty comparable to what it was pre-pandemic. So I don't see a huge drop in the price there. I think it's going to be pretty stable for the St. George market as well. We had that larger decrease from 2022 to 2023 when we saw that huge jump, but now I think it's going to be pretty adjusted, and I do feel like there's going to be some negotiating power on both sides of the spectrum here. Now, I kind of just jumped ahead on this question as I went through those, but we kind of talked about where home prices are headed. You can see from our graphs here in St. George as well as in Cedar City, as the inventory increases, home prices will stabilize. If it increases clear back up here, we may see some depreciation. As of now, though, we have the inventory to be comparable to those pre-pandemic years. I don't see a huge increase in prices. I think it's really going to stay pretty stagnant, maybe 1 to 3% appreciation this year, but we'll have to watch it keep coming back. It depends on how the market changes, how interest rates change, what's going on in the world, so take it with a grain of salt. Now, what I do want to talk about is mortgage interest rates. Mortgage interest rates are what is affecting the housing market the most. We saw that when we saw the big increase in inventory from 2022 to 2023, which either stabilized or dropped the median sales price. Currently, and this is through March 28th, 2024, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate, according to Freddie Mac, is about 6.79%. And this just goes back a year. If we go back the last 10 years, you can kind of see where these mortgage interest rates have been. They have been trending downwards since November. We had a slight increase here at the end of February 29th, but since then they've slowly started to decrease and go down. Typically, the trend has been for the Fed to follow the US inflation rate as far as their Fed funds go. Now, the federal funds rate has an indirect impact on our mortgage interest rates. We can see that the inflation has been trending down. It got as low as 2.97% in June of 2023, went slightly back up in August, and then it has been trending downwards and staying really in the 3% here. The Feds do like to see a 2% inflation rate though, which is why we're not seeing a huge pullback on our mortgage interest rates. Now, I do want to kind of give you an idea of where some well-known sources expect these mortgage interest rates to go over this next year. This is from Business Insider. It's their mortgage rate predictions for 2024. Fannie Mae predicts that the 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate will inch down to the mid to upper 6% range, which we're kind of seeing that now during the buying season, which is what we are going into right now. They do believe that it will reach 6.4% by the end of 2024. MBA is forecasting a slightly less aggressive prediction. They're saying that it could hover around the 6.3 to 6.6% range during the home buying season, falling to 6.1% closer to the end of 2024. Right now, we're entering the buying season. We're seeing it at 6.79%, but we have been starting to see that trend down just slightly, not much. We'll have to watch it and see. And then NAR, which is the National Association of Realtors, predicts that it will be in the mid 6% range during the home buying season and then drop to about 6.1% in the last quarter. Now, I'm hoping that they're right on that, but for reference, if we take a look back over the last year, we have not seen the 30-year fixed mortgage interest rate hit 6.1% over the last year. So there's hope, but we're going to have to keep coming back to be watching these to see how on track it is. All right, so as you can see, there's a lot going on in the housing market. I wanted you to see a full 10 years so that you can see where the trends have been over the last several years for the month of March. The inflation rate and the mortgage interest rates will continue to affect our inventory. And as long as our inventory is affected, we're not going to see a huge drop in prices. If the inventory gets lower, we could even see those home prices go higher. Now, I'm not telling everyone to go out and buy or sell a home. You need to make sure that it is the right decision for you and your family. Some people don't have a choice. They have to sell their home because they're looking to relocate. Maybe you need to downsize. Maybe you need something larger, and so you need to sell your home. If that is the case, there are still a lot of buyers out there looking for a home, and you still have negotiating power at this time because the inventory is low. Now, if you're selling your home, you're potentially going to become a buyer. There are still buyers out there, but because those mortgage interest rates are high, buyers are being a lot more picky, and they're making sure that this is a home they want to invest in and they want to stay in for a while. Now, even though that month's supply does not support a balanced market of what we're used to, the mortgage interest rates are higher, so there aren't as many buyers in the market, which means if you're a buyer in the market right now, you have negotiating power. As soon as those mortgage interest rates drop, that means more buyers are coming back to the market. That means more people are offering on the same home. So you do need to make sure the timing is right for you. Make sure you are staying up on the data, whether it's for Cedar City or the St. George area, or really anywhere in southern Utah. You can reach out to me and I will help you dive into this deeper. This is general for these two cities, but it's really going to be more specific on the type of home that you are selling or the type of home you are looking to purchase and what neighborhood it is in. We can run all of that when you work with me. All right, my name is Elizabeth Prisbrey. I'm with Stratum Real Estate Group. I am here. I will help you. Call, text, or email me anytime. I promise you I will reach out. All right, until next time, have a wonderful day.